Hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates. I'm with you for session 49 of our Pilates sort of mobility sessions. So you know that means it's 50 next week. Andrea from Virtual Village Hall has just reminded me. This week, just as usual, we are going to spend a really gentle half hour with each other, gentle movements, standing, sitting. You can see extra cushions today. So that's not so I sit really, really tall. It's so that you've got extra cushions for the movements, because we're going to use something under our head when we come to lying down and something with our knees, feet. I don't want to give too much away, let's keep it for later, but if you could have maybe a couple of cushions, could also be something like a towel for going under the head. I'm going to move those to one side, so I guess I need to sit and I'm not perched up really high. I hope you've all had a good week. I keep a little lookout for comments. If you're going to say hello, tell me how you're doing, how the aches and pains are, how the weather is, what you've been up to, anything you like. Well, let's get started. Feet are a little bit wider just so you're comfortable. Sitting, standing, I'm having a little rock. I can't help myself. Just getting myself steady, getting the energy flowing. And then we're going to start with an inhale and an exhale. As we inhale, the palms come up. And as we exhale, the palms come down. Soft belly, so as you breathe in, your belly can swell as your diaphragm moves down. As you breathe out, you feel that belly deflate a little, slight tightening, ready to inflate again and deflate. You can even close your eyes if that feels good. And then we're going to keep that belly a little tighter. Breathe in again. And this time, as you inhale, we're going to take the arms down and just rock slightly forward. So if you're standing, it's like you're leaning slightly forward. If you're sitting, I'll take my inhale and my exhale. I'm just going to hinge forward, straight back. And then as I inhale, the arms come up, I'm up to upright, standing or sitting. Exhale, hinging or leaning forward. You'll feel your belly starts to work on this. You might feel the pressure and weight coming into your feet. You can push into your feet a little bit if you're sitting. Come back to a standing position. And then I want you to take it in any direction. So the arms can be out if you're standing. Resting on the chest is nice if you're sitting. Also works for standing, maybe not quite so good for the balance. And we're just taking it any direction you like. So this is a diagonal. And the other way. Maybe a little circling. Feel what's happening with your feet. Feel the changes in texture. I'm on quite a squishy mat, so I can feel my feet just pressing in and the weight changing. If you want a bit more challenge, bring your legs closer, and that makes you a little bit more wobbly. And you can even just narrow the gaze. So I'm now looking through my eyelashes at you. You could even close your eyes. And then we'll blink open again. Bring the arms down, feet apart. Look down, check that your feet are parallel, and they're about a book width apart if you're sitting. It's about 2 fists apart. From here, let's have our crowns on, heads up. Feel that length in your spine. Maybe a little stroke across the collarbones to widen things out here. Soften a little bit. And then we're starting some pelvic tilt. So your bottom tucks under and then it sticks out. So if I put my hand there, that's the tuck under. You can see this straightens a little. And then you can see my hand just sinks inwards a little as my bottom sticks out. And this energy, the muscle sort of activation, comes from the belly, not the bottom. Just trying to keep things so that we tense as little as possible. We don't want to have to clench under here. You can do it all from these muscles. And then we're going to take it in circles. Let the knees be soft for this. So I'm sort of tucking under and sticking out, just feeling what those circles are like, and my knees and legs are bending. You can see more from the side, taking it the other way. Now if you're sitting, you've got the resistance of the chair underneath you, so you find your upper body moves a little more because your knees haven't got quite as much room because they're pressing through the floor, as well as your sitting bones pressing through the seat. Taking it the other way. And then let's come upwards again. Let the arms just drop down and be heavy. Let's roll the shoulders forwards and then up, wearing them as earrings, taking them back behind us, nice and slow, squeeze at the back and roll down. So really slow, feel what's going on. If it's too much for both sides, especially if one side's really sore, just work on one side at a time. Feel what's going on that side, and then just see what the other side is like. You can always do one side more than the other. And then rest your arms. Could be resting your hands on your legs, so your arms down by your sides if you're standing, and take your nose on a little infinity symbol. Walk, pattern, shape. Draw that shape, I think, is probably easiest. And as you're doing that, feel that your head's just traveling slightly backwards. And so as you come on one of those diagonals, you feel the extra chins. And you can make this bigger or keep it small. It depends what's working best for you. So if it's feeling comfortable, make it bigger. If it's uncomfortable, just take it really easy and keep it small. Finishing that one up, going to come up to standing. Right, I'm going to go into some side bends. First, take your arms upwards, cactus position, I tend to call this. And then double salute, so your fingers just in touch with your head. One arm is going down, just hanging down, or it can touch the thigh or the chair. And then come up, replace the hand, come down. There's definitely some belly tension with this, so that you don't collapse as you go over. And especially if you're standing, just a little foot correction there, keep the weight even on both feet. It's almost like you've got a balance scale under each foot and you want both to stay the same. Last one each side. And then drop your hands down, widen your feet, and just softly float the arms around, turning the wrists, letting your feet come off the floor, starting to look behind you, a bit of rotation to the spine. And you can find a nice steady pace for this. I like it fairly fast. I like to feel that air flowing under my arms, through my fingers. And then bring it back to the center. Keep those legs wide, feet slightly turned out, and you can sit slightly if you're standing. And then we're going to do bow and arrow. So I'll show you from the side. This hand is holding the bow. This hand is pulling it back. So there's like a push-pull. This hand's pushing forwards, this hand's pulling back. And this wide leg stance keeps your hips facing forwards. I'm going for a few on one side, and then I'm going to swap on the other, so you get the other viewpoint. And your head just follows. I tend to look at my elbow, the one that's pulling back. An out breath as you pull back is nice. In breath as you pull forward. Last one. And then bring the arms down by your sides, give a little wriggle. And then we're going to take our legs wide and sit our bottoms back. So if you don't want to bend your knees very much, don't sit very low. It might be you sit like this. If you're comfortable going a bit lower, your bum goes back as your head goes forward, so you can balance. It's a great position. We're going to do little walks to the side. So if you are standing, this is how it's going to look. You can thank me for this gracious move later. If you are sitting, even a graceful move, I'd like you to hinge forward and just take your leg out to the side and tap it. And if it's too much hinging forward, do it sitting up. And you can always add a little hinge as that leg comes out. So it's just covering all the different sort of variations you might need to have. Now you might be just tiring a little here, so we're going to pause. Let's pause and sit into it a little bit. I'm taking the legs a little wider. And just watch that your knees aren't doing this. You want your knees out over your ankles. So just check that they're about in line. You can see my hands are pointing inwards. That's the most comfortable. I'm going to just turn, dip a little shoulder each way. If you're sitting, it looks just like this, but your bum's on the seat. Just a little twist. And you can hold it. You can do a little up and down if you like. Remember, it could look higher, could be up here. And then push it up, walk those feet in. And we're going to go for a tightrope walk. So I'm going to do this walking right along the edge of my mat, heel to toe. So I'm looking down. I'm just trying to get it really close together. And when I feel a bit more confident, I'll look up. And you could do this by a wall if you're worried about your balance, so that the wall is always there for you to touch as you go. If you are sitting, legs together, you could do it on your tiptoes, taking it forwards. You can see I'm trying to cross my legs, they're going out of shot, and then taking them back. So that's on the ball of my feet, on the flat of my foot. Taking them forwards and back. Just getting them as close as you can together. And then I'm going to shuffle forwards, do the same thing, but I'm not quite so secure on my chair, a little closer to the edge, so it's just a little harder. Feel my belly working harder. Let's do this one. I'm going to go into the standing version. You can take it backwards if your balance is feeling okay. That's definitely, I'm okay going forwards. I have to really think about it going backwards. And if that's okay, reduce whatever support your arms are giving you. So you might be a little lower. If they're touching the wall, you might have less fingers touching. I won't say close your eyes just yet. Something to work on. And then bring it back to the centre. Let's do something a bit looser. So just starting the hands in this figure of eight shape. That's it. Taking it out to the side. Slightly deeper breath. You can see more of my body's getting involved. It doesn't have to. You can just leave it here so that it's just arms and shoulders. But if more of your body wants to get involved, you can lean back and hinge forwards, bottom back. That keeps your back straight without bending weight on a bent spine, which if you've got osteoporosis tends to be something that you're told not to do. If you haven't got osteoporosis and your back's feeling happy, you can bend forwards as well. Bigger movement, deeper breaths, getting a bit of flow. Last one. And then we're going to take it down to the mat, and you need those cushions, both cushions, a cushion for your head and a cushion that we're going to use in another way. So I'm going to tuck my chair away. Remember, you can use a bed, just pull the duvet back so that you're on the firmness. Oh, Judy, I've just seen your message, saving this for later. I hope you enjoy it later on. I know we're in this busy period when people are away or looking after children or grandchildren. Lots going on. Right, so I'm going to put all my little planners, my clocks, That's how that one is going under my head. This one I'm saving. We'll find out. Oh, I know where it's going. Let's put it, I was going to say we're going to do something with that later, but let's put it there now, between our legs. So a cushion here, just for head comfort, and a cushion to squeeze between your legs. Now I'm squeezing mine flat, but you could also squeeze it that way and sort of fold it for a bit more resistance. So you'll find that maybe your feet are a bit closer than they normally are when we lie down in this position. Just check that your gaze is going upwards. Arms out a little so that your palms are up. Just opens out your chest and shoulders a bit. So a bit of time to wriggle and settle. And then we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe in, I want you to think about this breath up here, right around 360-degree breath. So it's coming out to the sides, a bit at the front, a bit at the back. And as you breathe out, just feel your belly tighten. And it deflates down a little. Another breath like that. Blow that breath slowly out. And one more. And this time as you blow the breath out, I want you to tilt your pubic bone towards your nose, squeeze the cushion, and feel your lower back and your t-shirt pressing into the mat. And then as you take that breath in, let your pelvis roll forwards. You'll feel your t-shirt and the pressure just lessen there. And then as you breathe out, that rocking back, feeling your lower back pressing into the mat and your t-shirt pressing into the mat or bed, and then rolling forwards. One more like this. Maybe lifting the bottom a little higher, and then rolling down. Taking the arms out in the T shape. Bringing your feet together, squeezing that cushion, and just let the legs rock and let your feet stick together so that you roll onto the sides of your feet. So we're not going for maximum, we're just rocking and feeling that motion and then pulling our back and belly back to the flat surface in between. That's it. And then we're going to choose a side. So I'm going to go this way towards my sofa and just hold it there. So you might find your legs are on the floor. Mine are floating a bit at the moment. And just breathing into that. And as you breathe out, pulling back like you've got magnets pulling you back to your mat or your bed, and then taking it over to the other side. Breathe into that. Pulling you over, going over to the other side. This one's different. You can stay like this, or you can extend that top leg, lengthen the foot. Oh, it might take you a little bit further over. Your shoulders stay on the mat. If it's too much, and the leg, stack the feet on top of each other. Breath in. Pull yourself back over. We've got the other side to do, so find the position on this side. Lengthen this top leg, could be a bit, could be all the way, full length. Oh, just got something in the way there. Lengthen that foot, keep that shoulder over here, keep that on the floor. Breath in. Take that leg back, bring your legs back. Just have a little rock from side to side. We're going to take the cushion under our head out. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit further down the mat. Keep this cushion here in. Arms down by your sides, palms downwards, tucking the shoulder blades in. And the feet are a little bit closer to the bottom. So it feels like you're a bit more compact here. Breath in. As you breathe out, pubic bone to nose, it's that same tilt, but this time push through your feet and bring it up. Nice and slow. And then rolling it down. All the time you're doing a little squeeze on this cushion. I'm going to push my cushion down a little bit. That's a bit more to squeeze onto. breath in. Breath out, so there's a tilt back and that pressure into the mat. Pushing up through our feet, bringing ourselves up. Squeeze your glutes a little bit just to hold up nice and steady. It's quite a narrow base, narrower than we normally do, so you might find it's a bit wobbly. Arms can always come out here. And then take it down, rolling down, nice and slow. Keep your bottom tucked under. We're going to do another one, but there's a difference coming into it. Breath in, rolling it up. This time we'll do a heel raise on each foot. So I'm heel raising this side. Trying to keep this area just the same whilst that heel raise is going on. One more each side. Have to really concentrate, keeping hold of that cushion. And then rolling it down, nice and slow. Gonna go again, breath in. Breath out, rolling it up. Hold it there. Toes up this time. Toes up on the other side, trying to bring those toes. Ooh, it feels quite tight along the shin. And then you can do heel up as well. It could just be a little bit, so that would be a little one. And then roll it down nice and slow. And let's take our knees into the chest with or without the cushion. You can drop the cushion or hold it there. I'm going to take mine out now just for a moment. Just let the knees be nice and wide. And just rock that one out, let the back round. That's it. And then take the feet down. Arms down by your side. This cushion is coming back, so just keep it there. Slide the feet forward slightly. Breath in. Breath out. Float a leg up to tabletop. Just holding it there. This leg perfectly vertical. This leg perfectly horizontal. Taking it down. Breath in. Other one comes up. Now you can keep going like that, nice and slow. If that's enough. If you want more, we can take both legs up. Just hold it there. And then this cushion can come back. Balancing on top. Now I will say this one is super light. But it could be a light one or a heavy one. If it feels too heavy, it can always come off and your feet can come down. So we can just hold this here and you can feel the effort. You don't want your back popping up, your belly popping up. Just keeping everything nice and still. Float the arms off the floor as if they were reaching down the mat. Lovely. And then we can start to move the arms back behind us. But as we do, I want you to imagine you're wearing braces here. So they're clipped onto your leggings, of course. Why wouldn't you be? You don't want to stretch them. You want them to stay exactly the same length as your arms go back. And then take them forwards. So it might be your arms just go up and down here. It might be they go up to here and down. You're breathing, by the way, all the time. And it might be they go further back. Remember those braces? We're not going to stretch them at all. And then take them downwards. One more. Your legs can come down at any time, by the way. And just changing quite a few things, adding a lot of variables in, and you choose what's right. That's it. Last one. So let's take the arms down. Let's take the cushion down. Let's take a leg down and the other leg down. Oh, you might want to stretch out long. Just have a little rock, or you might want your legs in towards your chest. And next, we're going to go onto our sides, but I want this cushion between your feet. So I'm going to put mine there first and then wiggle myself onto my side and use the other cushion under my head. So in a big, long line. Now, if you feel super wobbly in this long line, and you should feel a bit wobbly because we're right on our side, you can use your hand. And that can stop you from rolling over. So I've just got my finger pads like a sort of tripod, little table legs, pulling my belly in here, trying to keep everything nice and long and still. The other thing you can do, bring your legs very slightly forwards. So that just makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to take my legs straight, arms reaching straight, but anything that's comfortable here is good. If you can reduce the wobble, you might take your arm here. Or just flex our feet a little so they feel flat. And now I want both your feet to point that way. So you can see, I'll stop my feet do this or this. I'm just pointing them straight over to the wall opposite me, or to the screen in this case. So now definitely wobbly. I'm going to push this top hip down, just levels out here. Hard just staying in this position. Breath in. As you breathe out, press this top leg and your ankle into the cushion, squeeze it downwards, and then releasing your breath in. Breath out, squeeze down. Breath in, relax. Breath out, squeeze downwards. Breath in, relax. This time it's our leg that's on the floor. Breath in. Breath out, squeeze that leg upwards. You might find your legs want to come off the floor a little, but you don't have to. You can keep it down here. It just resists with this top leg as the bottom leg comes up. And then relax. Remember, this arm can come down. Breath in. Breath out, squeeze upwards into the cushion and then down. Last one. Upwards into the cushion and then bend your legs. That cushion can stay there. This cushion can go under our head. Our heads are going to roll a little bit. And then just stroke along your arm, backwards and forwards. Keep your legs together if you can. And it's a bit like that bow and arrow again. Just come back, rotation. And then we repeat the cycle on the other side. So you might want to stretch out and completely roll away from me and do it that way. I'm going to turn myself around. So we're going for that long line again. Remember that your legs could be slightly forward if you're finding it really, really wobbly. And it could be that your arm is like this, if that's more comfortable. Just whatever works. I definitely like the cushion. Right, getting straight. Getting your feet pointing that way. So mine are trying to point towards the screen there. So it feels like if there was a wall here, they could press flat against it. Now just nudging that hip downwards. Right, get a little balance in here. Breath in. As you breathe out, squeezing that foot, the top ankle into the cushion. The whole leg feels like it's squishing against the bottom leg. Breath in. Breath out, press downwards. Breath in, let it relax. Breath out, down it goes. Breath in, relax, top leg done. Although it is involved in the next bit. Right, breath in, this bottom leg's going to squeeze upwards into the cushion. Breath in. And squeeze up into the cushion. And then relax. Breath out, squeeze upwards into the cushion. And then relax. Last one, upward into the cushion. You might find those legs slightly off the floor. And then relax. Bend the legs. Take this arm, the lower arm under your head, forwards. Maybe a little adjustment on the cushion. And slide backwards and forwards with the legs together. And then we are ready to push ourselves up to sitting. You don't need the cushion between your feet. But what you can do now is sit on either one cushion or two. So if you find when you sit on the floor that your back tends to sort of curve easily and you can't sit upright, having a bit of height can be really nice. It can make you sit more upright than without. So we're going to have our legs outwards, could be like this, or it could be like this, whichever is best for you. And we're just going to do a little mini roll down. So just dipping your chest down towards your collarbone and rolling down. Now, if you don't want a lot of bend in your back, it could be this is enough. So I've got my eyes looking towards my belly and then I'll roll up. But if you're okay with a bit more, we can take it a bit further. I'm just crawling my hands forward as my back bends, and then I'm just going to reach forwards and pull back and up. We'll do one more breath in. Roll that head down the body, curving the spine gently, and then creeping forwards. And then taking it back and stacking up. Arms out to the sides. One hand's going to steady you as this other arm reaches over. And then push away with that arm. We're going over to the other side. I like a bit of momentum here. And that elbow bend and push over. So when you come into the middle, you've got a really tall spine really sat up. And the feet, you could pull them back. You can lengthen them. They can just relax. And then this next one's slightly different. So we've got that side bend. Now turn your chest and look upwards. And then take it down again, push over. Same on this side. Turn and look upwards. Take it down again. Let's bring that arm over. Turn your palms upwards. We're nearly done. Scoop the air up. Have a look at your fingers. Maybe look a bit higher. Bring your fingers into your chest. Give yourself a clap with that lovely strings chord come through on the music. We're done. I'm just going to have a little look. Jackie, you're doing it later as well. You're also busy. We'll see you next week for the 50th one, I think it is. Hope you have a good week. See you soon.